So, Summer, can you give me a overview of what happened? Oh my god. I asked one person and that's what I get. I'm having a poo. Yep. Lovely. Great. Okay then, in that case, I will ask our guest, Handsome Jack, what happened last time?
Well, last time the group was in some sort of pit or something. I don't know, not important. But anyway, they got out, met some cat people that they recognized, followed them around for a bit. Some weird lights came out of nowhere, and, well, there aren't any cat people anymore. But they still have the Minotaur that was with him. Apparently he's a thing now. But then, more importantly, they found a incredibly handsome figure tied upside down to a cross. And in the only obviously logical move, they immediately freed him without question. And after
We
he
fought
recovered,
afterwards.
after he had regained his supplies and properly introduced himself to everybody, they decided to, test each other's abilities a little bit. And there was a lot of testing, a lot of abilities that got shown, and a lot of people with headaches the next morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
At which point they realized that they were actually pretty close to the bridge that was apparently where they were heading to, and decided to go examine a bit and realized there were a lot of dead bodies on the other side. And just as they were kind of deciding their next move, Handsome Jack decided that he didn't want a little bit of entertainment, so he paid, I think it was Gaplana, 500 gold to jump off the bridge, and she did it. Because she likes money more than her pride.
Yeah.
How does he have this much money is my question. We have like 500 gold between all of us.
Speak for yourself.
I mean,
Okay.
that's a question for you, for Dirac to ask, if that's what you want to ask.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I mean,
as
it is a question I have, yeah.
as Handsome Jack quite rightly said, that's pretty much how our last session went. So once you arrived at the bridge and checked out the surroundings, you did a bit of investigating, trying to work out what happened. This scene of a brutal attack, finding some items and supplies. Thorfinn silently, deeping thought, still following the rest of you, and the recently saved Jack gambling you all for his own entertainment. The other thing that you did find that I completely forgot to mention, Gotplana, was a book of almost like a palm-sized book, and it seemed to contain enchantments of spells to enchant and objects, and it would take you a little while to read, but you'd be able to understand after a short period of time that this book is a way of enchanting the stones that you found.
Ooh, okay.
So essentially, think of it as the book of every spell that is. Well, let me find my old notes as well.
Do those stones go in the bag of holding?
Oh, I'll chuck them in now. Hang on.
All right.
So you had the book would outline that there are pretty much every third level spell you can think of. Every fourth level spell you can think of. Every fifth level spell you can think of. And every 8th level spell you can think of.
Jesus Christ.
However, these particular stones are only able to hold a particular level of spell, and they can only hold one, and they dissipate after use. And
Do you
once
have to be able to cast 8th level spells to put an 8th level spell in a stone,
No,
for example?
no, but it might take an extremely long time to do so.
Hmm.
Okay, every time we're on a horse, I'm gonna be reading that book, or anytime we have downtime, putting that up.
This book is encrypted to the magic in a particular fashion. It's not like a book and you think, holy shit, I can learn like any 8th level spell I want to use in the future.
Yeah.
It's particularly crafted in a manner that whoever wrote it for its only purpose to imbue these stones with that particular power. But it is a once use thing. So once a stone has been imbued and used, that stone is gone. And it does take a level of time to imbue a stone. So you can't just say, right, all these stones are now imbued with this power.
Cool.
Okay?
Ooh, those are cool.
So the stones.
Illusory dragon.
Yeah. Mate, I'm going to be honest, mate. I'm looking at clone. I could do with another Jirak.
I would look at the spell Demiplane if I were you guys.
Jesus.
What's Demi playing? Ooh.
You basically make a pocket dimension that you can just live in, or alternatively send people. Just if they annoy you, can just send them to a demiplane and keep them there until you want to take them out. Basically, to paraphrase slightly, but
Pretty much.
I have plans.
Macalith, come here. We just want to talk.
No.
The eighth level, the eighth level spells and the 5th level spells take an extremely long time to perform and imbued. Like it takes days and days for like them stones to be imbued, where the 3rd level spells and the 4th level spells might take you a day.
Downtime activity.
Yes. So, I do need you to all roll a perception check for me, please. Okay. Yeah. So.
Oh, fantastic. Good roll, starting there. Oh, God, it's been one of those days.
As you're kind of finishing up in this area, Summer, you hear the rushing of wooden wheels from a cart. And as you look in the direction you can hear this coming from, around the corner of the tree line emerges a cart with 2 horses, white horses, reined and tied to this cart, and it is like rushing. It's going full pelt. These horses are in full gallop, and on this cart you can see 6 individuals or so. They all seem to be wearing dark hoods. They're humanoid, and they're clearly in a rush, and each of these individuals continue to, as they look ahead, they're looking behind simultaneously, looking ahead, looking behind them. It's almost as if they're fleeing from something. And as if like slow motion, the cart narrowly misses you and heads over the bridge, their eyes all narrow to look in your direction with almost like a realization. Then their faces drop and they focus on the road ahead, not returning. Goplana, you notice that as the cart passes you, there seems to be something spilling from the back. It's almost like material or like some sort of natural mossy-like substance, but like a dark moss of sorts.
Can I get off and try and sneak and get it?
Yeah, of course, sure. I mean, this cart is gone by this stage. It would be that, like, literally going full pelt is not stopping for anyone. But there's a good sort of, you would imagine a good amount of this stuff that has fallen out of this cart on its travel past you. As you pick it up, it has a bit of an odd sort of, if you like, spice smell to it. It's dry. It's, even though it has a moss-like appearance, it has like a powdery feel to it. And I believe that you've probably seen this before. This is something known to, especially anyone that takes any interest into nature or plants or crop or anything like that. This is sood. There's about a pouch full of the stuff on the ground.
What the
Okay.
fuck is that?
No idea.
Are you kidding? That stuff's great.
Would you like to expand on what it is then?
It's fucking moss, mate.
Well, I mean, let's just say that it gives you a really great time if you know how to use
Great. So for
The same could be said for many things. I don't follow, I'm afraid.
and if one wasn't looking to get high, what other uses could it use?
Can I make a check to see if I know what all uses it has?
You can, and I've also provided it available to you, Jack, in the items and loot under illegal items.
Sorry, you cut out there. Can you repeat that, please?
Sorry, yeah, you can do a check, but it is also available to you in your journal under items, loot, and it's in illegal items.
Disappeared, right?
Hey, Clarence. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hello.
I got to. You provided something and had no idea what it was after that.
Oh, for Handsome Jack, he has content.
So, well, let's just say if you're not using it recreationally, your best bets are to either use it as a sleep aid or for those with arcane talent. Specifically those who get it naturally rather than, reading a bunch of books.
You and I are gonna fall out again soon, aren't we?
Hey, I mean, maybe I hit you too hard, but I certainly remember how that worked out for you last.
I hold Lana back so she doesn't attack him.
I don't like him.
I know.
I'm just
They're
gonna
there.
hand her my ugly stick.
Is there anything else you would like to do while you're here? I mean, there's not much else to look at, but
I wanted to just a bit of housekeeping for myself. In the bag of holding, we have a quote-unquote definitely haunted wooden mask. Can I cast Detect Magic and just go through everything in the bag of holding and see if anything glows?
You have Detect Magic, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, sure, of course you can.
Cool. Zoom.
There's loads of things. I can't remember what you've checked out and what you
Mhm.
haven't.
We've
give me a
got
second.
black fizzy potion, pale blue potion, and clear sparkly potion, but you'd need to take a sip to figure out what they do.
Yeah, give me a second, and let me just go back to my previous notes a minute.
Yeah. The bag of holding has everything I'm curious about in it. If you want to have a look.
The things that you're looking through, you have the potion of heroism that you knew about, which was on the list of requisitional items from where you just are.
Is that the black fizzy, pale blue, or clear sparkly?
That would be the. I can't remember now. I think that was the pale blue.
Coolio.
The clear one is the truth serum.
Truth serum.
Oh, is that no? Because we've got a sparkly one, and we've also got the truth serum that I found last time.
That probably is the same. I can't remember now, but you've got that one and this one. You've got 2 healing common potions that you know about. The ornate longbow that you found is a +1 longbow.
And that's the potion of heroism. Cool.
You have the fizzy black drink is what it would identify as a potion of beard growth.
Potion of beard growth.
Mm-hmm.
Dirac looks between the potion and Clarence, and then back to the potion, then back to Clarence, and thinks better of it and puts it back in the bag.
I think the blue one might be this one, which is the bottled breath.
Bottled breath.
Yeah.
Cool.
You also have a potion of invisibility.
Ooh.
Oh, that didn't work at all. Let me retry that. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay. You have. So, looking through your bag of holding, how much gold was in there? Do you believe to be in there?
191 is our communal gold pieces.
And that's what is in the bag of holding, yeah?
Yeah, that's what it's written down as anyway.
As you're searching through this, there is no longer any gold in the bag of holding.
What?
But you do find a lot of beautifully worthless glitter in the bottom and a single coin. This coin is hard to get rid of. It is known as the coin of consumption.
I want to throw that as far away as possible.
No. We can use this. We will set it aside. I'll wrap it in its own little bag by itself, like wrap it in some fabric so it can't eat anything, and keep it aside because we can definitely use that if we break into like Spiraling Fetch's vault or whatever and just go dink and then fuck off. Like that, no problem. Absolutely
it eats
done.
other coins. That's what it does.
Yeah, so that could definitely serve some use. However, it would have been nice if we didn't have to have lost 191 golds to find that out. Oh, Jesus.
I was really trying all week to try and like pinpoint exactly how much is in the bag so I knew. And if you hadn't done this today, I was going to work out how much gold would have been missing by the point you got to wherever. The talking doll, or the doll that you found, is known as the talking doll.
Okay.
And you also have the mask that you found, which is called the Mask of Indeterminate Faces.
That sounds fucking sick. That's cool. That's really cool. If we ever need to like lose someone's identity, absolutely golden.
And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that was magical that you'd found up
Well,
to that point.
Looking in there, I'm gonna pinch the boots of Elvenkind and just put those on because I have no magic items and I've just realised that no one's using it. So, yoink.
Oh, you have the dagger in there as well, didn't you? Did you identify the dagger that you like found like ages and ages and ages ago? The bubble dagger.
Bubble dagger. We've got nothing in the weapons that says dagger. There is turquoise animal figurines, scroll, tapestry, seal, blah blah blah. Bronze key with a leaf design.
Oh, there's no magical properties coming from that key.
Yeah. Just a nice looking key.
Yeah. Could open something. Hey, who knows?
Oh, by the way, the stones that we can imbue with magic, is it like Bloodstone is 8th level spells, Jade is 5th level spells, or is it any you can mix and match between?
Let me go over. So these particular spells are of an adequate size to be able to hold these spells. So they have already been not imbued, but they've almost been like prepared to be imbued. There's like a preparation for like stones of this kind. If they're found in like everyday life, then they can be prepared to be imbued. These ones have already gone through that process. So bloodstones, which you've got 5 of, they are 3rd level spell magic stones. Amber.
Sorry, Bloodstone is 3rd level.
Yep, Bloodstone is 3rd level. Amber is 4th level. Jade is 5th level. And Ruby is 8th level. You only have 1 Ruby gem.
So I've got 2 Jade.
Yep.
2 5th level spells ain't nothing to sniff at.
Yep.
And does it have to be those stones, or can you use any of the stones at the same time?
If you knew how to do the preparation spell to be able to ready these to be imbued, then you could find any amber gem of the same size and do the same process. However, the book does not outline how to prepare the stones.
Okay.
So the likelihood is, because this is a guarding station, someone has already prepared the stones to be ready for use. Then they have sent an instruction manual to the guards in case these stones need to be used for emergency purposes.
Okay, cool. Well, downtime, we will sort those out for the time being. I think that's
Okay, so.
But now we've got everything sorted. Now we know what we're actually carrying in our bags, which is
wonderful. While you're doing preparing this, I would say that as you prepare, you look at your map and you face north, which Gorplana would happily point out, as she would know which way is north, and you know that you're traveling southeast towards Stilburn from this location. From where you're standing, you have the Faramir Basin on the far left, which you could probably equate that is about 2.5 days travel. You have Summit Peaks to your right, which is about 1.5 days travel. Similar sort of distance, you have Zephra, which is 1.5 days. and then you would know, highlighted on the map is a small town, a small swamp town of Dung Hill, which is in the direction of Stilburn, along the road still. It's 3 days to get there. It's the road leading to Quatal Swamp, and then it is 4 days to Quatal Swamp Centre, and it's 6 days till Stilburn from your location.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I don't like the sound of a town called Dung Hill, but if it's on the way,
and you know that it is in the same direction that this horde of devils or creatures are heading. As you are looking at the map, Goplana, you hear a familiar voice.
Dear.
Goplana, it's Zeppelin again. We found a note from my grandfather, Lerlin. He wrote to himself, reminding himself instructions if he was to flee the construction outside Stilburn and Whitestone. He would need to locate 3 things in order for these dungeons to reveal themselves. He doesn't mention what these things are, but does reveal that both dungeons use the same way to locate each other, and that finding the first is to stand in the shadow of kings. I'm sorry, that's all we've found out, but if only you knew who we were chasing, perhaps we would be able to use this, or use a way to find them or track them to our advantage. We also found some cool items where we found some chalk stones that seemed to be a way of creating a traveling safe house. This is how we found this location. It's really quite something, and a really cool sword. It seems to be constantly wet, and a coat covered in leaves, and a shimmering shield with a face. If we haven't had time to identify them yet, but if you're able to find or have made a disapparition chest, I would be able to place them in the one that I own, and we could calibrate them, and I could send it to your aid, perhaps.
Oh, that's a fantastic idea. Thank you very much. It's nice to hear from you again.
You know that it's quite bleak knowing the possible outcomes. I hope you're all staying safe.
Oh, we're doing just fine. We're all good over here. I promise. We're all getting on well. And I'm just going to grin at Jack as I do it, like menacingly.
And
Jack just looks at the others confused because I assume he can't hear the other half of this conversation.
yeah, it's almost like she's talking to herself.
she does this. Don't worry, we'll get used to it.
Yeah, so that's that. So you know that the road towards Stilburn, there is a small swamp town. Jack, you would have probably passed through this sort of area before. You know the name Dunghill as a small swamp town just off the beaten path towards Stilburn. On the outskirts, on the very outskirts of Quatal Swamp.
Yeah, at least it's on the outskirts of the swamp, not deep in it. Trust me, I've had to go deep while hunting down bandit camps, and that is not.
So, Jack, what brings you to this? How the fuck did you manage to get in the situation that you were in? What were you doing in the high up on the mountains near a bridge, surrounded by fiends, tied upside down?
Well, honestly, I was just passing through, and then that horde of fiends or whatever they were just kind of showed up, and honestly was not expecting that. But yeah, mostly just traveling around looking for bandits because they deserve to.
That's a very brave way to live your life if you're walking by yourself. Bandits aren't well known to engage you in single combat like we did, for the most part.
Yeah, well, they're also not as bright as you lot seem to be. I admit, standing back and letting your friends get beaten to a pulp while you learn my fighting style was pretty enjoyable.
Well, I find it just strange that they attacked you, and I mean, I would say left you for dead, but fiends don't really do that. They usually just kill you and steal everything you own. But you were left in full armor with quite a lot of money in your pocket by the looks of it. I imagine you were on your way back from a successful fight if you had that much money on you.
Oh, yeah. Managed to take out a pretty big camp because the leader decided that, oh, one man wasn't a threat. We'll just send a few after him. Oh, they were dealt with. Let's send a few more. Really stupid strategy. But yeah, no, the fiends seemed like they were in kind of a rush. Honestly, I guess I just got really lucky there.
Well, either way, you're not engaged in any one particular set of bandits that we need to be worrying about attacking us, are we? You're not no one's sworn a blood oath to kill you or anything, at least that you're aware of.
Well, I mean, I've sworn a blood
You
oath
like to keep that on the table, like so we're aware of it before you before we get jumped, basically.
Well, I've sworn a blood oath to kill a few people, but unless they somehow found out about it and come after me, no, not.
Well, that's as positive of an answer as I was going to get, I think. And actually, another question: where did you get that cool knuckle duster from?
Sorry, you cut out there.
One second. Reconnected on mobile data because my home Wi-Fi is shit. Right. Attempt again. Where did you get that knuckle duster?
Oh, this? Yeah, one of the bandit groups I killed had it. Turned out to be really quite useful when things actually get bad. But personally, I don't like relying on weapons, so
How much
prefer
do you
to
want
just use
for
my
it?
fist. I'd like to make an insight check on her if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was very instantaneous.
Yeah, of course. Ooh. She's hard to read because I mean, since the little time that you've met each other and you've been encountered with each other, she's quite abrasive anyway. But you have noticed one thing that your insight wouldn't have picked up. It would have been something separate. That every time that you seem to be near Summer, there's like a strange vibration from the knuckles.
Well, money's not really an issue for me given my current lifestyle. I mean, back in the day, it was pretty much all I cared about. But nowadays, it just kind of lets me enjoy myself between beating bandits to a pulp. So, not sure I'm really interested in money per se.
What do you want for it?
Well, perhaps if you have a magic item I'd be more interested in, we might
I
work
have
out a
this
trade.
really ugly stick. It's really good. It's magical, as such.
Yeah. Don't exactly use weapons. It's kind of the whole point of it. How about this? I'll let you. As long as I'm traveling with this group, you do whatever I say. You know, just kind of taking care of daily chores and all that stuff for me. And the grin on his face leaves no illusions that he knows how much you hate this idea.
Oh, I really want it. Fine. Fine.
Well, all right then. Here you go. And he'll toss it over to her, and then he'll toss his pack to her as well and say, "You can carry. You can start by carrying this." Which, as a note, has about 80 pounds worth of stuff in it.
Prick.
As this is going on, I want to approach Thorfinn. Basically, just ask like how he managed to be caught up with some random tabaxi traders. He doesn't exactly look like he'd fit in with a magical mercantile guild. As far as I can tell, he's a stone cold murderer. I believe he tried to use the ability to assassinate in the fight from last session. So yeah, what's your story, I guess? How did you manage to find yourself in this situation?
Well, when I was forced to leave the class, I was sort of wandering around and I ended up getting attacked. You know, by some old class members who weren't really happy with me. So I was sort of on the street, half dead, while this sort of devil army sort of went past me. And this sort of big, massive red guy, I think he was a tiefling, he sort of told everyone else to leave me alone because I was more or less dead anyway. And moments later, he sort of
Hey, that's pretty much
subtly,
what happened to me.
yeah, very strange that. And subtly, he just sort of chucked me a healing potion without anyone else noticing, and I sort of left it a bit and used it while they were out of sight. And a little while after that, the tabaxi sort of came along, found me, and offered me employment as a bodyguard.
And that was on this road that we encountered the tabaxi on as well.
It was a little bit up the road, but yeah.
But in the same
eventually-
area, it wasn't like other side of the world. Huh.
Yes, it was, yes.
I'm gonna describe Makalith and try and like figure out if he is, when he says big red tiefling, if that's what he's referring to.
Okay, feel free.
I don't know exactly. I could tell you exactly off the top of my head what Makalith looks like. I do believe there's probably a picture of him in the chat somewhere. But yeah, he's a red skin. He's just like obviously fraternal, but twin of Summer. Point to some tiefling, obviously. But as far as we know, he's not a very nice guy. So I'm curious as to why, if it is him, he's been giving you a healing potion.
See, I thought that summer person looked very familiar. But if you're saying this guy's that bad, you know, how come he somehow gave me this healing potion?
Well, there is a bit more to it that we don't need to get into just yet. It's a whole thing. But essentially, I am not entirely convinced he's bad all the way through. So I have a feeling if that's the case, then he might be, what's the phrase? Acting under duress, I think is the phrase. He's doing bad things, but not because he wants to.
It's possible based on the current situation.
Yeah. I mean, his the alliance that he has is weird enough on its own. I believe he is an alliance between the Crawling King and the Iron Duke, and there's devils and whatever the hell the Crawling King is. And
Cunt. The word you're looking for is cunt.
yes, thank you, Lana.
You're
The word I'm looking for is cunt. Well, either way, we're hot on his trail, so we can ask him some questions when we find him. If we find him.
Ah, is this an invitation for me to tag along? Because
Well, I
happily
was
accept.
hardly going to abandon you in the wilderness, nor was I.
Ah, thank you very much. My current employer's sort of dead. And
Yes, I'm afraid we can't pay you directly, but you will be offered a split of the spoils. That's kind of how we're. It's not an open secret. It's an unspoken rule that there's no even pay, but at least it's split evenly. Although if one happens to be already very rich in the first place, and I like very pointedly look towards Jack, then you can expect maybe you'd be paying for a little bit more.
Okay, I'll take that offer.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Jack will just
Well.
roll his eyes at that.
Welcome to the Temps. We offer the temporary solutions to your permanent problems. The names are growing on me. It did annoy me a little bit at first because it made us sound like dickheads, but I don't actually like it. Right. Well, unless there's any pressing reason for us to go to Zephyr, and I don't believe there is, onward to Dunghill.
Oh, I should probably tell you. You know when I'm talking to myself, that's because Zeppelin's calling me somehow. I've not worked it out yet, but apparently, she's found some information from her grandpa's place in the woods. You know where those bear traps were.
Jurek looks down at the essentially bite mark in his leg. Yes, I remember.
Yeah. Well, she found a couple of items. I'll explain those to you later. But it was about the how to find the they call dungeons, the prisons that Torak might be in. Apparently, have to. Where is it? You need to locate 3 items or things to find them. She doesn't know what it is, but she's going to get back to us hopefully. And both you can enter both the same way, but the first one we need to stand in the shadow of the king. I don't quite know what that means, but maybe elaborate.
I have 2 ideas. Either that is referring to the shadow of Gat Shadow, because I believe Gat Shadow is referred to as the something king in the local area, or it is referring to the statue called the Black King in Western, which is a statue of, and I spit on the ground, Umbrasil. But that's a new edition. I doubt that would be the thing it's referring to if it's this ancient dungeons as we know of them.
Okay. Does anyone have a copper wire?
Got a bag of iron dust. That's it. I'm afraid. Oh, I know what I can. I am going to use my new ranger stuff. I can change spells now instead of having to keep them forever. I am going to attempt to summon an eagle using a combination of animal friendship and speak with animals and beast sense and locate animals or plants to call a hawk or a falcon or an eagle or something and try and have it carry a message.
Okay. Where's the message being taken to?
I will leave that to Lana.
Okay.
Oh,
I learnt this new trick. Hold out a bird.
Right. Can I like write on the scroll to Zeppelin and like send it on their way, on like tie it to the leg or something?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you have been taught a mundane version of message.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't got anything to make it work yet though.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I'm just gonna write down we're a bit worried. Think it might be Gat Shadow Mountain towards where is it? Western. Can you go and check it out? Be careful. It looks a bit spooky, and I'm just gonna send it off.
Okay.
Well, we shall hopefully get a response and find out that she hasn't died, but that's the problem with you're just using a bird instead of.
I was so
instead
tempted
of
to be
knowing
like, as the
message.
bird flies away, you hear a.
Jack, yeah, the camera pans down and Jack has just like fired an arrow to it.
Okay. Jack, there's a lot of content there that may have pricked your ears up in interest.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, are you continuing the road?
Believe so.
Okay.
To Dunghill. To Dunghill.
Try not to spit on my screen while I do so. So, so as you begin to travel, the sun, of course, does begin to descend, and the moon begins its ascension into the night sky. Do you wish to stop and make camp, or would you like to try and push on through?
I'm no use to anyone tired. We shall rest.
Yeah, okay. So it takes you a little while to set up camp. You get comfortable, you build your fire. Is there anything anyone is wanting to do before they rest?
cat
Yeah.
training.
What are you training your cat to do?
How many times do I actually have to train him?
It depends on what you want to learn.
Where am I? I've done. Where the fuck am I? Coming Hill 5 times.
Yeah. I
Is that-
mean, I would say by now he's not having any issues healing or keeping by you.
What was that?
I would say he's not having any issues keeping by you. So that would be a tick off.
Haha. Now I will start teaching him fetch.
Fetch. Okay.
Mhm.
Yep. Good to know. So go ahead and roll your animal handling check, please. And what are you doing in order to persuade Eben to learn this skill?
I was just gonna throw my ugly stick, and then just sort of the same thing that I do with everything else. Just go on, get the stick, bring it back.
Okay. Could you roll me a dexterity check for Eben also then, please?
Where am I?
It's the first time he's been asked to go after something. Okay. So you kind of wave your ugly stick in a sort of taunting fashion to get Eben's attention, and as Eben's head's kind of left to right, squawking at the stick. You throw it, and Eben kind of bounds awkwardly off, runs up to the stick, and just kind of like goes back end up into the air, front end as low to the stick as possible, and is kind of just batting the stick. Doesn't quite get the concept of returning it at this stage, but kind of it's a work in progress. Anyone else wish to do anything before they rest?
Yes.
Go ahead. What is it you'd like to do?
After Summer's been doing that for a bit, Jack's gonna call out, "Hey, quit playing with your pussy and come over here to fulfill your end of the."
I'm gonna hit him with my ugly stick.
Yeah, after he's just given you ear knuckles.
Ah.
So, someone comes over to you with this awkwardly shaped crooked stick, and she tries to give you like a bop on the head, and you kind of feel like a pain, but then you feel like a warmth, like it's almost like having a massage. Like at first it was like a bit too tough, and then it's like, oh, actually that's quite nice. It's weird. You actually healed the 6 additional points out of the 4 that you would have lost if she'd hit you with it.
Sorry, what was that? Just the last part.
So yeah, you healed the 6 points, but you're already at full health. So so you lose 4 points and then you gain 6 points.
Look, doll, we had an agreement, so I'm in a good mood despite your little outburst there. So I'm gonna give you a choice. Either you can be my footstool for the rest of the evening until I decide to call it a night, or you can tell me a bit more about your brother and this whole crawling king bit.
Well, I'm certainly not being your goddamn foot.
Sorry, you cut out there.
I'm certainly not going to be your goddamn footstool.
Well, then get talking.
Well, there's not really much to know.
Oh, come on. You can't expect me to believe that. Especially not after he and his little cronies left me for dead like that. Something he will regret once I catch up with him, just for the record. But for now, why don't you fill me in on what you lot have been up to so I can see if it's within my realm of interest.
Well, we're looking for a very old, very hidden prison holding a Cerberus that is asleep. And if it wakes up, then it will free falling, and we will all fucking die.
If I have watched the previous episode, so if you just want to fill him in, then we don't have to waste other people's time. As much as you want to fill him in, of course.
Oh, that's all I'm saying.
You know, doll, I'm beginning to think that I'm not getting a proper payment for the goods exchanged. Just keep that in mind.
You're
And then Jack will
insufferable.
turn in for the night.
Okay.
I hate this man.
Just remember
I
to
hate
be
him
able
with
to
every
use.
piece of myself.
Be right back.
just remember, Summer, to be able to use the full abilities of both Karma and Knuckles. You have to be attuned to them.
Eh?
You have to be attuned to both
Yes.
the Knuckles. Just so you know.
I know.
Okay. Anyone else at all before we continue?
Oh, I'd like
on?
to start reading those books.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. No worries. Clarence, anything from you? You may be muted.
I was going to say Clarence has already gone to bed, but
Oh, no, nothing from me.
Okay. Robert spends a little time fiddling with his toes before going to bed. Okay, who's taking first watch?
I'll take first watch, mostly because I want to keep trying out my new. Like in character, it's just Jirak is like all of a sudden, for some, maybe he has unearthed some arcana. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He is just like he's just telling Kega to run off into the woods like 100 feet away out of sight, and then casting locate animals and be like, "Oh, I know where she is!" Like immediately being able to find her, and then I think eventually he casts beast sense on her, and like sees through her eyes. He's like, "Wow, I really didn't like that. I'm not doing that again."
Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh.
Okay. So as you use your beast sense and your vision warps into Kega's field of view, it is much like a roller coaster without reins. You're unsteady on your feet, and you begin to feel a bit dizzy. And as your vision comes back into your own, you throw up on the floor. It's much like
I'm very glad that
the
everyone else
sense
was asleep for that.
much like the sense of if you use like VR and you're not very like well adapted to it, you kind of feel a bit sort of dizzy and a bit sort of.
Yeah, but you take it off and just like, oh, what the fuck? Like, where's the? Yeah, like everything feels a bit weird. Yeah, I get it.
Okay, cool. Okay, who are you waking up?
I'm going to say Lana, just because I want to ask very quickly. So you mentioned, what's her name? The magic lady
Zeppelin.
who calls you. Yeah. She said that she had, or you said that she had items that she wanted to give us.
Oh yeah, they sounded really cool as well. I'm not quite sure what they do yet, but she's gonna get back to me.
Did she mention how she's going to try and get them to us? Because I don't think the eagle can carry that many.
Yeah. I need to find out about a disapparition chest when we get to Stilburn.
Never heard that word before, but I'll keep an ear out.
Yeah, I've got a list of things to do in Stilburn. It'll be a good idea to. Oh yeah, I'm tired. Let me go.
Fair enough. Night.
Night. And then I'm going to go and wake up Summer.
Okay.
Hello there.
Hi. Go out to the campfire with me.
Righto.
Okay, you both taking watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they're doing, yeah. Such shit.
Let me just double check my items. Give me a sec.
Oh, if you don't have the stuff, I do. But anyway, are we doing a split or are we doing each of us rolling a perception?
Well, first of all, I need to know what you're doing in order to constitute how well or what you're getting in terms of your perception rolls.
Well, we are going to tie Jack back up.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, what is the plan?
We're just gonna tie him up and leave him there. To be
Okay.
quite honest.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, I'll take the legs, you take the arms.
Yeah. Have we got a sleeping potion or anything? We could just knock him out.
So
He's
I need
already
you
asleep.
first of all
Fine.
to roll a perception with disadvantage for your watch.
Hey.
Wow, not bad. Okay. Then I need you to make a stealth check each, and I need. I'm guessing Jack would be asleep,
Oh yeah.
so a perception check at disadvantage as you're sleeping.
Oh, thank you.
Ow.
So you each prepare your rope, and you wind it in a fashion that you're preparing to swiftly tie someone. And as you do, like you each have the piece of rope, and you're kind of tugging it in. You kind of trying to. It's almost like trying to wrap rope together. Two people doing the same task. And there's a point where, as you're sneaking over, Summer's like arm is like caught on her quarterstaff and the rope, and as she kind of tries to pull loose, the quarterstaff hits a stone on the floor, and all you hear is a clunk, 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 and Jack stirs.
I'm just gonna pretend like I was looking in the other direction.
You're a fucking imbecile. Lan's gonna sit back down at the campfire and wait until it's clear.
This is why you should only do heists with me. We have a 100% success rate. Oh boy.
I don't like this quiet.
Yeah, just hearing ominous typing in the background.
Yeah.
So I will give Jack the option as he begins to stir. Would you wake up, or would you ignore and continue to sleep?
He'll wake up for a moment and feel a bit paranoid, but not seeing any immediate threats. He's gonna put on his armor and then try to get back to sleep while wearing it.
Okay.
Shit.
Go ahead and roll me a Constitution disadvantage. I think. I'm trying to think how comfort would fall under a bracket.
I'm fine with con at disadvantage.
As you guys are kind of waiting for your moment again, I mean, it takes about an hour or so for Jack to get comfortable in his armor. Are you still preparing to wait?
I think after about half an hour, someone would just give up.
Okay.
Just be like, oh, fuck it. And then, so the rest of the watch, she's going to try and attune to the other knuckle.
Okay. And you, Goplana?
Lan's gonna pat the rope away, but just scheme in a corner while keeping watch.
Okay. A few. Your watch time sort of comes to an end. You do feel sleepy, but Jack, you can hear him ever so slightly snoring. So you have the chance to do something, or you can wake up someone for their shift.
One more try. Well, last time we tried, you face planted. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna wait. We'll find something better, I promise.
God
But I
damn.
say that we wake him up for. I'll wake him up next.
Okay,
Go
so
for it.
you go over to Jack to wake him up.
Sleeping in the breastplate. Paranoid, are we?
Yeah, well, didn't last this long by not whatever. My brain isn't awake yet. I guess it's my watch. Isn't it?
Is your brain ever awake? Nothing happened on watch. I'm going to bed.
Right.
Okay. Another perception roll then, please, Jack. Time goes by. Road seems eerily quiet. There's no insect sounds. There's not much wind. Seems safe enough. Time passes by. You can see the very faint change in light as the sun is sort of just below the horizon. It's very, very, very late, to the point where it's almost morning, dawning time. So, would you like to try and pass over to someone else, or would you like to stay up for the rest?
Well, I'm not aware that the threat has passed, and so with the idea of trying to get back to his sleep and his armor again is not appealing, so he will just stay up the rest.
Sure thing. Before you know it, the time does pass and morning does rise. The embers on the campfire are very low, smouldering glow as everyone begins to stir and wake. So, do you continue?
Yeah.
You know, guys, I think this would be a great.
Sorry, you broke up there.
Never mind, I was just joking around.
Okay. So, continuing further through the road, could you each roll me a perception check, please?
Do I have a level of fatigue at this point?
Yeah, I would say, given the difficult nature of how you've managed to sleep and the circumstances, yeah, I would say that would constitute enough for a point of exhaustion. Okay. Ujak? Ujirak?
Sorry. Just looking up some spells. Where is it? Perception. E.
Okay. Jirak, as you take the road with your group and you kind of find yourself almost leader of the pack, ahead of the group slightly, following this road, you do notice in the road, in the middle of this pathway, there is a shimmer from the lights that you can see reflecting off of a puddle on the floor, a little ways ahead.
Does this puddle look unnatural in any way?
Investigation.
Okie dokie, 1 sec. Oops.
It's not water per se, as you would know water to be clear or at least a little bit muddy. It is red.
I call everyone to a halt and make sure everyone is aware that we may very well be walking into a fight sometime incredibly soon.
As you call back to the group to warn them, given how close you are to this puddle, you turn, tell them to halt, as something whacks you into the back, and you find yourself being pulled back into this puddle of blood-like substance. Give me one moment.
Sorry, into the puddle?
Yep.
Fuck. That's not good.
As Okay, so yep, and so you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you're pulled into this like blood-like pool, and additionally,
9 points of
you are grappled
Oh dear.
as this pool of blood begins to move like left to right as this strange form begins to emerge, not from this blood, but like is made of this blood. You are grappled by what appears to be a blood mimic. I need you to all roll initiative.
Oh boy.
You should be able to see where you are now. So if you click on your tokens and then roll your initiative, it should add you to the turn order.
Oh. Look on the top.
Should I actually roll initiative with disadvantage? Does that count as a skill check?
I don't think it does.
All right, just wanted to double check on that.
How do you roll initiative? By clicking on your character?
Click on your character and then go onto your character sheet, or you should have a macro bar across the top that says Death Saves Initiative.
Cool, I'm in.
Okie dokie. Jirak, you're in this pool, grappled by this. You can't really see or tell what it is. You just see that it is made of, or looks like it's made of, blood. For now, it looks like this, but it doesn't. It just looks like a slopping mess of blood.
Ooh.
And you are...
Can't say I'm a fan. Right. So let's get rid of that. I think Jirak is going to start off, use his new favoured foe ability and Hunter's Market. And then I'm assuming it wouldn't make much sense for me to... I was thinking back on this in last session, like while grappled, I don't think it would be reasonable to use a spear.
No.
So I will instead use a hand axe and try and like scrape it off, essentially, like chopping away at it, trying to get myself free, but just by attacking, basically. So Hunter's Mark, hand axe. So I need to double check, but I don't think I do get advantage on creatures that haven't acted yet with the new ranger. I believe. No. Yeah, so that will be 2 21s to hit unless I have advantage from anything, but something tells me I don't.
You hit, you're fine.
So that is 10 plus 6 plus 10, 26 points of slashing damage and Hunter's Mark damage, etc., etc. And then I, while drowning in blood, help me, and call out for assistance.
Okay. And in that case, it's Thorfinn's turn.
Alright. Not entirely sure how I should go about attacking something I've never seen before.
So, first of all, you are about 40 feet away from this beast.
Hmm. So it'd probably be worthwhile sort of maneuvering closer to it because I'm pretty sure I'm too far away
Well,
to do anything at the moment.
you have I think you have a wonderful ability as a Minotaur that would probably get you there, and an attack, I believe. Your dash action is double your movement speed.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I can get there.
Mhm.
Okay. So I want to dash and immediately attack with my horns.
Okay, so you get to here. Roll
Yeah.
your attack. 20 will hit. So click the little bit that says horns underneath.
Yep.
That's it. So 6 points of piercing. Okay. Do you have any bonus actions?
I believe the horns is
Right.
his bonus action.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
But your
Yeah, I
dash
don't mean
is also your
to
action.
to hijack your character or anything, but I played a Minotaur recently, and I think you've also got a thing. If you want to sacrifice your reaction, you can also attempt to knock it prone. But something tells me that it being an ooze, I'm assuming it's like an ooze-like creature at the very least, might mean it resists being prone, but it's just something to think about, because I only realised I had that ability like very late on into playing a Minotaur.
I can't remember reading anything about that.
I think it's called Hammering Horns, unless it's. I mean, there's like 8 different Minotaurs that are out there, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just played the wrong different ones. Or
I think
yeah,
good. If there's nothing
there
to
is
say, there you go.
something.
Yeah. Oh, it says use as a bonus action.
oh, it's a bonus action. Never mind.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay.
Sorry
Cool.
about
In that case, it's Gorplana's turn. Don't forget you have 3 actions where you can say anything you want to say as you attack or whatever.
That's cool. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Cool. Gorplana.
Oh, you've moved to where I need to be. Yeah, I'm gonna go to about by here just so I don't catch either of them two.
Mhm.
And then Thorn Whip and hope for the best.
Cool.
Yeah, no.
No.
Roll a d20.
Oh, let's have a look. See what we got. What's on the table?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that's a melee attack, isn't it? It's not classed as ranged attack. So 1d20.
Yeah, I got a 20. Bastard thing.
A little accident,
Oh,
either
fuck's
through
sake.
fear, excitement, or simply needing to go, you soiled yourself.
I hate my life.
75% chance it's only pee.
Join the club, Lana.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
You kind of go to whip, and as you do, you hear, and then it's like
Nice.
your face just like instantly drops.
Right. Oh,
Shake
my
it out.
bonus
Shake it out the bottom leg. It's fine. Oh no, wait,
All
they're
right.
tucked into your boots. Don't do that.
Oh, no.
Shut up. Be sick.
Right, bonus actioning. Yeah, I don't care anymore. I can use cantrips, right? There we go. Oh, fuck it. It actually hits. Bustling thing.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go and like cry for a while. It's like
Okay. The mimic. Blood mimic, in fact. So. As you're still grappled, I think, Jirak. Yeah. only makes
I am indeed.
sense for him to do that. Oh, and he crits with a 25.
This should be fun.
8 plus
All my blood
8
just gets sucked out of my body.
So 18 plus, 8 to 9, 30, 32 points of damage.
32 points of damage.
Yep. Sorry.
Jesus.
6 of that is acid damage as well. That really makes any.
Actually, that might make a difference because I've just got rid of all of my health. Good job, me. How much did I take last? I took. I took 11 points. Was it?
Somewhere. Hold on. 6 bludgeoning.
Okay, 6. Yep, and then 32 from that.
Yep, 6 of which are acid damage.
Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't make a difference. I was just seeing if absorb elements would work, but I don't think making that 3 HP difference is worth the spell slot. I begin screaming very loudly.
This thing's like.
But I do have an idea for how to get myself out of a rather nasty predicament.
No worries. Summer then.
Right. I'm going to move so that I am... That's not what I wanted. That one. So that I am here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to attack twice.
Okay.
Do I get
You have
advantage? I do, don't I?
because Thorfinn is flanking.
1 and 2
Nice.
and 2. And then I'm going to flurry of blows. Oh.
Holy shit. I'm just trying to calculate on screen how much damage you've already made just then.
Does the 16 hit?
A 16 just hits it, yes.
With that, I would like to Fury Effect.
11. What's that? Yeah, go on. What's the effect? Because he's like by this point got like a hand, like yeah. Okay. Well, he doesn't need to make the dexterity save because the damage that you create from that
Hey.
is enough to put him down. How would you like to do it?
Just gonna slam that fucking knuckle duster through its head. Just right through it.
So, like, yeah,
I want to
this
splatter like a
thing
fucking
is
puddle.
almost like an oozy mess of blood and teeth, and you punch, kick, and do all sorts of, as you would imagine a kung fu monk would be able to do, and as you punch your final blow straight through the center of it, to the point where you can just about feel the back end of where Jirak has bitten into this thing, and as you pull out this just icky red blood-like mess, it just drips off your knuckles. Well done. But as you look around, there are a series of these, or what appear to be very similar blood puddles along the way, along the route. But you could probably avoid them if you believe them to be the same entity or not.
Yeah, we're gonna avoid those.
We're going to avoid them. Just like lying faces down in the dirt.
Beautiful.
Oh Jesus, I didn't like that very much.
In the after you kind of like kill this thing and it turns to this strange congealed gloop of blood in this puddle that it was within, you can see something within the mess of it. You need to
Some of your
do
hands already
yeah.
bloody. Do you fancy getting it?
What was that?
You
Your
use your
hand's already
staff.
bloody.
Don't put your head in it. Use your staff.
No, put your hand in. Do it. Do it.
Dive head first.
Fuck it, yeah. I'll stick around
Okay.
in it.
Investigation
shit.
then, please.
Yeah. Shit.
I mean, you get it, the thing that's there, but you can't really make out what it is. But it looks spherical, with like a weird tendril on the end. Are you showing it to anyone else, or just chucking it back?
I'll just sort of hold it out.
It's squishy,
Oh,
but it's about it's almost palm size, well maybe smaller than palm sized, and it has like a weird flappy thing hanging off of it.
yeah, she's
almost
just
like
gonna hold it. She's gonna hold it very close to Drax.
Cool.
It's completely deadpan. Please don't do that. I don't feel great, and you are bullying me.
Does it look?
I would prefer if you didn't.
Does it look like an eyeball with a little stringy bit still attached?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't like the way you said that. Just a bit too excited.
Jack, this would probably spur something in your mind. You know that usually, even though these creatures are beasts within this realm, they don't usually like to outwardly prey in daylight, and especially on humans. Usually they like try and like they're more sort of scavenge for like weaker animals that might sort of crawl within their vicinity and attack those. But you also know that there are certain things that you've had interactions with that use certain ways to control things to do what they want them to.
Yeah, looks like this was intentionally set here as a trap, I'd say.
Can we find out who set the trap, please? Jarek's looking around for some kind of pool of water that isn't blood, so he can wash off the goo.
It's easy enough. I mean, there's like a series of rocks nearby that sort of seem to have gathered some rainwater in recent days.
I'm going to try and clean myself off while staying very aware of rogue puddles of water.
Okay. As you continue and you're avoiding these puddles, it is only half a dozen or so, and they look similar, but they appear different to the one that you encountered. They look a bit more fluid. It's almost like the mimic tried to copy its surroundings, given its type of mimic, and didn't quite master it to the same as its surroundings, if that made sense. So it was a little off. That's why it stood out to you initially. But you continue avoiding these, and let me remember how many days it was to Dunhill. So a few hours down the road, again, time passes by, and the sun drops and the moon begins to shine, but you also hear. Actually, roll a perception. Let's see who catches this first.
Oh, where's my character sheet gone?
I'd like to think that Jack is like too busy biting like grit from underneath his nails or something. And Summer's just like looking at him, disgusted. Okay. No, Thorfinn. You don't get advantage, do you, Jirak?
I don't believe I do.
Okay.
Unless I can say Kegger helps, but that seems a bit cheesy.
No, that's fine. Thorfinn.
Mm-hmm.
You, as you're looking around, keeping watch, you hear a laugh, like a youthful. What do you do?
Well, first of all, I was shivering, sort of fear, because little kids giggling out of nowhere is definitely scary.
Okay.
I would try and locate the sort of direction that the noise came from.
So you're going to investigate, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me an investigation. As you kind of look from where the sound is coming from, you see like something sort of skitter and move in the distance. It's a bit it's larger than a child would be at that distance, and you look through and you can see the back of a female, long, glorious long hair, but it's obscured by a bit of bush and some heavy stone rocks that are nearby. And you hear again, and another one appears and it faces in your direction, and you see a seemingly nude woman. And there's a few. And as you kind of investigating a bit more, your head peeking through, one of them looks in your directions like curling palm side up towards them, their fingers. At this stage, I need the rest of you to make a perception check. And what would you like to do, Thurfinn?
I don't know. I feel like that sort of anytime that sort of situation occurs, it's definitely suspicious.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So I'm just sort of gonna step back a little bit and not choose to pursue it any further.
You step back, okay.
I'll sort of present it to the group that, what the fuck's going on here?
Okay. Well, the first people that would have noticed you sort of splitting off of the group a little way as you kind of weave into the mid of like the off-road sort of path, but you're still close by. Would be Ollie. Ollie, you would have seen Thorfinn kind of part from the group a little ways.
Anything interesting?
Yeah, there's like at least 5 naked ladies around this bush. All of them giggling like no man's business. There's something wrong.
Right. That's weird. That doesn't happen often. Does it? No, that's not a normal thing that happens. Sorry, say again? Very confused. What?
Summer is gonna come behind Jirak and push him toward.
Jirak, as he gets That's
Oh, you see
right.
it now. Can't unsee it.
Okay, something's weird. To me, that sounds like Fae fuckery. I don't know if Jirak knows that, but I know that is definitely some Fae bullshit going on, and Fae are just awful creatures to deal with. But I think Jirak's going to try and like just look and say look in, but
Yep.
like really, are you, like almost like double check,
Sure.
like he doesn't
Sure.
believe sort of thing.
You
He's
look,
like,
you look around,
there's
you
no
look around
way
the
that's
corner,
case.
and you see, there's about 5 of these seemingly naked females on a series of, I don't know, say 10, 15 foot high top rock, sort of like almost like a series of stones, like a staircase, but made out of natural shaped rocks.
I'm gonna cover Clarence's eyes.
Good shout. Well, you weren't lying, at least. That's good. We've got some honesty in the party for once.
It would be at this point, as you kind of aware of it, that you hear the giggling a bit more.
Oh, this sort of situation reminds me of what happens to sailors when they've been out at sea too long.
Yeah.
Seeing what they called mermaids.
Yeah, sirens and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't been out in the wilds for that long, have we?
Yeah.
Anyone
like a week.
inside, anyone in sight of this, these things are like caressing each other and like calling, like beckoning over, like you to come over, including Goplana and Summer. There doesn't seem to be any prejudice that they want to have you over. Summer, you're a little bit far away for insight, but you can tell that there's something unusual about it all.
Something otherworldly, one might say. Nah, I'm not fucking with this. No way in hell. Not even a little bit. Definitely, nope.
I would say
my mother warned me about women like this.
You're about maybe 30, maybe 50 feet away from where they are.
And this sounds like it might be a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, it will be once in a lifetime because it will be the end of your life pretty quickly after you do it. But by all means, go for it.
Nah, I feel like I'll take your lead and run away.
Well, I'll give you this bit of advice. If you take my lead, your life will probably be less interesting, but you will get to live all of it, which is, if you ask me, its own degree of success.
I have an idea, and you can say no. But what if we tied a rope around one of us?
No.
And like someone goes in and sees what's going on, and then we can pull them out as quickly as fuck as we need to.
Here you go, Jack.
Which one of us?
Here you go, Jack.
Sorry, but I already had a wife and daughter. I'm not interested in this kind of thing anymore.
Exactly. That's why you can go see what's going. and you can come back out as quickly as possible, and then none of us get killed.
If anything, it makes him like definitely the worst person to go and do this.
Yeah.
What do you not? Yeah, no, the opposite of yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so as you are all deciding what is going on,
I think Clarence should go in.
they perch
don't.
up. They perch up on the rock, almost thrusting their chest outwardly, exposing everything that they have, and they
It's just
begin
unclassy,
to
that.
sing a
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
melody
they're definitely sirens.
that is sweet, calming, alluring. I need you all to make wisdom saving throws.
If you make Clarence make a wisdom saving throw, I'm calling the police.
Oh.
Oh no, Jirak, no.
You're just as bad.
Oh no.
he just like, yeah, okay. There's no resistance.
So first of
Just
all,
walk straight
like,
in.
this song ensued. I did make the DC higher than the original because I did think it was a bit too low. Thorfinn's like, no, I'm not sure. I don't really trust this. And then he's like, I'm just going this way, and like just kind of almost like is pulled in their direction. The same happens for you almost instantly after Thorfinn, Jirak, and then you got Plana. The song continues. You guys are charmed. And as you are, you see them all look and smile at each other in a very provocative way. Jack and Summer and Clarence, you see them thrust up into the air. These wings sprout from their back, and you hear a as these winged female formed beasts are about to attack.
Did we take a short rest between the last fight and this one? I've just remembered my hit points.
I'm going to cast darkness right in the fucking center of
What's the distance of darkness?
60 foot.
Okay. Well, first of all, go and all roll your initiatives because that's how we do things.
Oh boy.
Don't forget to click on your token, Thorfinn.
I don't
I'm
have a
still
token.
on
We're
roll.
on the map.
Yeah, we can't click on it.
My bad. There we go. Chapow.
Yes, I get a reroll.
I'll allow it
And
just
I-
this once.
I like my
Thank
roll,
you.
so I'd like to keep my.
But you can always edit it once you've rolled it anyway. Just click on the
Oh, yeah,
terminal.
that's very.
I'm going to expend a
Like-
superiority. I forgot this last time, but I'm going to expend a superiority die for ambush.
Okay.
I think I may have given myself a little extra boost on that one because I don't think I have. I don't think I have advantage on initiative anymore.
For all the good it did me.
So just for those that are charmed, let me just tell you the conditions of that. You're charmed until the song ends. You must make harpy must be yep. So that bonus. While charmed by the harpy, a target is incapacitated and ignores the songs of other harpies, but these are a group, so that doesn't really matter. You must move towards the harpies if you're more than 5 foot away. in the most direct route. Do, do. Must before moving to the dark terrain. Blah 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 blah. Creature can also repeat a saving throw on each of its turns. Only once you're successful, the effect ends and you're immune. So, that being said, as this is the surprise round because you didn't quite know what was going on, the harpies have their turn. Most of them move closer because that's what they do.
Yeah, Clarence can't be surprised.
Yeah. And I keep pulling up the wrong sheet, not the harpy sheet. There we go. 2 attacks.
Actually, wouldn't Clarence have gone before them?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, 20, 21. Yeah, no, that's fine. Go ahead. Sorry, Clarence.
Not on the turn order.
Yeah, yeah, he is at the top.
Me.
Oh, well, that's your own fault.
I'm not in control of the
Charming.
map.
Yes, you are.
Doesn't
Oh,
look.
fucking not.
21-17.
Nope, never mind. I see him now.
Clarence, are you alive?
Hello, I'm getting really pissed off. No one's talking to me, and I keep forgetting my mic's off.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
I must say, you have been more quieter than usual.
Well, I've been talking, but
You just dim.
and then like inwardly getting upset that no one's interacting, and then
I'm sorry, dude. I can't hear you.
no, that's what you get for having your mic off.
Sorry, Summer did get like 2 points ahead of you on the initiative. I've just realised.
Okay.
So Summer first, then you're good.
I'm still gonna cast darkness.
Okay. So where would
I'm not gonna be able to get all of them, am I?
what's the size or radius of it?
It's a 15-foot radius sphere.
Okay. And where would you like it to begin?
Is there any like
I
rocks or anything?
I mean, if you're gonna do a 15-foot sphere, the best option would just be to completely take hold of where Jirak and Thorfinn is to get the majority of them, but that means that they're in the darkness. You could probably get one if you're going to try and get the edge of one of them without getting someone else.
Nah, fuck it. I'll go for around here.
So, taking hold of Thorfinn and Clarence, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. If you want to try and get all of those three, do you? 5, 10, 15. Oh no, you might be able to get 2 of them. This one and this one. So, meaning between 5, 10, 15. Yeah, you go from there to there. To there. Be that. There. That's very poorly drawn, but that's any of those squares that touch that line.
Yeah.
So Thorfinn just in it, like your face is like in it, but your back isn't. Everyone else is completely covered in darkness.
And I'm just going to move a little bit and then end my turn.
Okay.
So this makes Jirak's life a bit difficult because he now is completely invisible and produces no noise thanks to his new boots. Completely undetectable in the darkness unless you walk into him. Great.
Clarence. Summer's just done something she'd never done before. So that's new.
It's all dark over there. I'm gonna hit the naked lady.
Yep.
Sorry, that's not advantage. That's just 13.
Okay. Let me just put harpy shape in. 13 will hit. Which one are you hitting? This one here, yeah. Wonderful. Okay.
And do the same again.
Yep. Oh, that does not hit. So the first slam of your testament lands, no problem. As you kind of pull up the weight from it, you kind of misjudge how heavy it is for a moment, and you miss. Okay, then the harpies screech, those that aren't singing. As Orm was attacked, one swoops into where you are, Clarence, makes 2 attacks. One claw, one club. 5 misses, but does a 20 hit?
Sorry, yep, 20 hits, yeah.
Yeah, with its club for 3 points of bludgeoning. The other one swoops in by you, Summer, for the same attack. Tries to rake you with its foot, the claws of its foot, while swinging down with its club. Does a 15 hit?
Yep.
Ooh, so they both hit. Club for 5 points of bludgeoning, and the claws for 7 points of slashing.
Okay.
Another one that isn't singing moves in, can only see you, Summer, and does again, I guess. 1, 2, back. Does a 14 hit?
Yep.
Does a 12 hit?
No.
So that's 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Righto.
I'm going to try and, let's see, roll a d20 for the other 2. One does not find its way out. The other, I will say, also does not find its way out of the darkness. Just kind of flies around aimlessly. Jirak.
Right. So I am blind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing. Does the inability to see the creatures I'm charmed by have any effect, or is it when I can't hear them anymore?
No, you have to not be able to hear them.
Okay. So I guess I just wander in the direction of the noise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I'm right next to them because I'm blind. So I sort of just like just wander around lost in the darkness for a bit.
Yeah, okay. Goplana.
So we have to make a wisdom save, right? Or is it a...
You guys succeeded, so you're fine for now, unless the ones that are not
I
singing
got 11.
start to sing. Yep, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, you got an 11. So yes, you are charmed. You have to continue.
Oh yeah, do we make saves at the end of our turns, or is
You
it just
can
until they
choose,
stop
yeah,
singing?
yeah, you can choose. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try and do that then, so I don't get stuck. Sorry. Hey,
Yep, that's better.
I regained
you
my
got save
senses.
and
Lovely.
everything.
Well, Anne's going to have to walk towards them.
Yep, okay.
And
Most
then
direct
fortunate-
route would be heading towards the darkness.
Oh, would it? Or is it
Yep.
the one in front of her?
No, yours is heading towards where the darkness is.
Well, how far away can I get?
The one would be sort of in this vicinity.
Oh, God, she can get there as well. Okay. Well, that's my 30-foot of movement. I'm straight on top of them. I hope to God this succeeds. Oh, thank God.
Yep. Now you're in darkness.
Good.
Handsome Jack.
Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and circle around the one that's attacking Clarence to get at it from behind.
Hmm.
And we'll start with 1-2 punch at it as my first.
Yeah.
Is it low enough for it to be considered flanking, or is it?
At this stage, yeah, it's just within the range. He's come swooped down to attack, so yeah.
All right, I will take it. And it'll take that.
Nice.
Oh, I forgot to check the sneak attack box.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and do that. So it'll be 35 points of bludgeoning damage on the first.
Nice, yeah. Instantly, you come from behind it, like completely just 1-2 punch. A combination, you're hitting all the delicate points. It would probably be at this point something you see Jack's technique, and there's a way that his stance is very unorthodox for a monk, that a monk would normally do. So it's unfamiliar to you, but it's very effective.
I imagine this is like dirty fighting taken to the extreme.
Yeah. So that is
Before.
down.
Oh, it's actually down with that.
Yeah. You beat it so severe in all the delicate soft tissues from behind. You heard a few ribs crack, and it just kind of must have punctured a lung as it kind of wings become loose, and it just kind of falls and flops, cracking its skull against the floor.
Well, I still have a second attack, so I'm going to shift over to the one that is engaged with Summer and go after.
Yep.
Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit. Very low AC. They're completely naked.
Damage to that one.
Yep. Okay.
If it's still up, I will then use my bonus action to grab.
Okay, wonderful. Go for it. That's a 20 against your athletics.
That I can't be having that action surge.
Okay.
2 more swings at it.
course, that hits. That's bloody good rolling. And the second one hits also. Yeah, that's enough again. Much like the first one, you knew where its weaker points was, and using the 1-2 punch, and at this stage being directly opposite you, Summer, you can see that the way he's holding his fists are much more steady, but really furious. Like, it's almost like there's precision, but there's like where you're told self-discipline, and the discipline in the art is what gives you your power. This is like brute force, but with precision. And this one falls to the ground.
So that's it for me. Also, I just noticed that last attack was maximum damage.
And Thorfinn. In the dark, you can still hear the song of the harpies. So, you moving closer into the darkness, I'm guessing, because you're charmed still.
Yes, I'll have to. I'll have to move towards whoever's still singing.
So you're in the darkness now, and you can make your wisdom saving throw again.
So is it like completely pitch black in here? So can I
Yeah,
not see
you literally
anything?
cannot see anything. Unless you've got true... Is it true sight that allows you to see in darkness? Like magical darkness?
That is one
I
method.
don't believe I have that. Alright. So, obviously these people are going to be singing kind of loudly.
Yeah, you still got your wisdom saving throw, so you can do that.
So I was going to sort of dash in towards the noise and hopefully strike and hopefully try and hit them.
You can't strike anything you're charmed by. But yeah, I mean, unless you want to hit Jirak for old time's sake, you could try that. So yeah, if you don't want to attack anyone because you're charmed and the other people are your friends, you can do your wisdom saving throw against the charm effect, and if you succeed, then that breaks the charm, and then you're free to do your attacks against the beast.
Cool. I will attempt the wisdom saving throw and see what happens. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Still charmed. Okay. In that case, Kegger then, please.
Right. So
because I can't see what I'm doing.
Kegger will. She can see this one that's not in the cloud of darkness, so she is just going to beeline straight for that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, cool. So she moves far enough to qualify for her charge attack. And does she get flanking? Yes, there's someone on the other side. Yep. So that is with advantage. Submit. 19 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, so that is 14 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
And if it's still alive, it needs to make a DC 14 strength save or fall prone.
Strength save. Strength, and that is an 11. It is prone.
He knocked it out of the sky.
Okay. Anything else?
No, Kegger's going to turn around and look for Jirak, but seeing he's not there, he's just going to keep continuing to maul this harpy.
Summer.
I shall hit it with my staff. Twice.
Okay. Yeah, they both hit. Yep.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep. 5.
And then shall spend another key point
Mhm.
and 2 strikes.
Is your darkness constitution? Concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to do that as well because I think you was attacked last round and you didn't. You need to do a constitution saving throw for your darkness. They also both hit, by the way. Yep. Okay, so that is enough to take one down. You give it a left right with your quarterstaff, and then you kind of finish up with like a almost like a jump kick to the chin. Underneath the chin, you hear a crack as its head becomes like loose on its neck, and the wings just flop and elope around its front, and just crashes to the ground.
Nice.
Okay, Clarence. Can't really see anything other than this big ball of like darkness.
So I can't see any of them.
No. You see 3 naked-looking women with wings and very strange, sharp claws and teeth.
Do they have pockets?
Nope, they are completely naked.
They have nature's pocket.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if there's gold in nature's pocket.
Holy.
I thought Summer's whole thing was sodomy.
So first of all, let's do a nature check.
Oh my god.
If you get a crit, I'm going to cry. Thank God for that. Whew. So you kind of look around, and I mean, you've seen a bum before. There's clearly bums. There's nothing like wedged in between the cheeks of the bums. And kind of look around.
Look around.
Nothing much there. Just that's it.
Do they have bird legs, or are they literally naked women?
Yeah, I mean, there's an element of bird-like to the lower portion of their sort of leg. Like there's like almost like tufts of feathers, but very, very like not very neatly maintained. And yeah, they have claws for feet.
Because I know some descriptions of harpies, they say they have like bird feet with like hooks and scales and shit.
There's like some are like literally they're just birds with female faces, and some that are like they're literally women that can fly, and it's like oh my god. So,
yeah.
But yeah, they are their lower portion from sort of like their shin down to their feet is very sort of bird like.
Yeah. Weird fucking things. The Greeks were weird coming up with shit like this. Like, have you seen the manticore? It's disgusting. It's a lion with a porcupine quill and a human face. It's awful.
Okay, one is out of the darkness. And one is not. One manages to find its way out of the darkness, looks around, sees you, Summer, and flies to you and attacks. 14 hits, if I remember rightly.
Yep.
An 8?
No.
No. There's 3 points of bludgeoning damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw for your darkness. No. Darkness is gone. Be gone, black magic. Jirak, you can now see.
I can see, I can fight. Right. I will ready my spear. See if I can finagle my way around to get flanking on this one. To like go up around this way, I guess. Like around the other side of it.
So flanking.
Yep. And then I don't think this warrants a hunter's mark, so I shall just stab at it twice. 17 and 27.
Yeah, they hit.
Total of 19 points of piercing damage. And I'm also, just because I can use second wind and get a couple of hit points back.
Okay.
Just because
Yep.
I'm not feeling too spicy at the moment.
Okay.
And that'll be me.
Wonderful. Goplana, you can now see.
She's going to take a moment to evaluate her life choices and get in here.
I mean, currently there is like a naked female form not 5 foot away from you, just flying. Full frontal.
Just gonna mutter, have some class and whip.
16 does hit, yeah. As I said, they're completely new. Their armor class is ridiculously low. 6, yeah.
I'm gonna rinse and repeat as well.
Nice.
And
Ooh, a 10 does not hit.
And then she's going to back her way up to about by here.
So you're going to take the attack of opportunity?
Oh, no. No, she's going to go back over there.
You're looking good. You're full health. You're good.
Yes, that doesn't mean I want to get hit.
Handsome Jack.
Let's go ahead and end this.
Yep, you'll
And
have
I
flanking
will
from
go
that.
ahead and... Sorry, what?
You'll have flanking from that angle.
Awesome. We'll start with one round of punches.
Of course.
I'm pretty sure that'll hit.
Yeah.
17 points.
Enough to put it down swiftly and effectively. Pow. I'm going to move it out of the way because it's in my way of view. So, as Jack kind of rushes through, skids through the dirt, uppercuts from below, and then follows with another blow, you hear like the cracking from the same soft tissue parts that you punched before, and you hear like almost there must have been something that popped within its organs or something, and just this kind of guttural like choking sound as it just goes limp and almost falls on Thorfinn and just lands on the ground like with a hot wet sort of slop into the dirt. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do while you're here? You're surrounded by dead harpy bodies and this big stone, clearly some sort of nesting area for them, and the road leading back the way you were.
I'm going to hit myself with the cure wounds before we do anything else.
Do I know if harpies lay eggs or have live birth?
Go ahead and roll me a nature check. Through the bushes, as you've like just defeated the last one, you see like Robert come through, and he's like, what are you doing? We were meant to be going down the road. Like, come on, guys.
I am thinking that we are not the first people they've attacked, and whoever they have attacked in the past clearly wasn't as skilled as we were, and have probably got whatever remains of them up in that nest somewhere. So I say we go see if they have anything left.
No, definitely.
We should also check for eggs while we're up there. I mean, they're bird people, so that means they lay eggs, right?
I'd rather not think about the biology of whatever the fuck they are, to be entirely honest. The idea of a human face coming out of an egg terrifies me almost as much as live birth to something with claws.
Oh.
So I'm yeah, not a great time.
Well, all the more reason to find the eggs so that we can crush them before they hatch.
Or sell them.
Oh, we do have someone who likes to buy strange animal parts.
We do.
And maybe they could do us a favor and cast that secret magic chest spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
On
is that
who?
what do you mean on who?
Huh?
The secret chest spell.
Uh-huh.
So you can summon a chest and get magic items is my thinking. I don't know if you want to put someone in the secret chest and then jettison it into the ethereal plane, which the spell
No,
allows you to do, by the way.
I was thinking of the last time we were with said person. And she poked me, and I went, "Can't." Didn't like that at all.
Okay, right, yeah. I'm gonna go up here and have a look and see if we can't discern what's going on.
If you're searching for things,
I
you
will
can go
follow.
ahead and roll me an investigation check.
If anyone would like to help, or if I can help anyone else, I think that might be a good idea because I do not have the best investigation. Oh, never mind. I'm just good at rolling.
I was about to say I would assist, so.
Okay.
Not that it made any difference with that set of rolls, but.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say as Jirak is the one that's responsible for the idea, you do manage to find the sort of stepping points leading up to the main sort of hold of this nest. There is most certainly remains of dead bodies. There are bones and skulls and clothes, and like there is pouches that seem to like be rested with the clothes that seem to have been there a little while. You do find 150 gold pieces.
Ooh. All right, I'll start typing all this out. 150 gold. Bags of clothes.
You find attached to a belt there is a series of horseshoes that seem to be very, very subtly vibrating.
We need a wizard, man, or someone who can cast Identify. I wave the belt in the air and say, "Magic," and sling it over my shoulder.
There is a potion of sorts in there. It seems to be the outer edge of the bottle is like black, but in the center there seems to be a very bright white type light that seems to glow, almost like it's trying to push away the darkness around it.
All right, and call that the black and white glowy potion.
these in before I forget that I've said that you can have them. Oh no. Too late. Where's me? There. Okay. See if there's anything else there. Let's give you some. There is two sort of really grubby scimitars. Like they don't look like anything special, but they're there. And you also find a golden looking trident.
Right, so we've got bags of clothes, 150 gold, magic horseshoe belt, black and white glowy potion, 2 grubby scimitars, and a golden trident.
Mhm.
Sound like everything? Lovely. So I, for one, think it might be a good idea for us to take a short rest, as I am still feeling a bit rough from the blood mick incident, and this looks like as good a place as any. It's relatively, not in the middle of shit creek.
I could use a nap myself. I didn't sleep too well last night.
Strange that.
Is there anything anyone wants to try and tie off before they rest as camp's being set up?
As we short rest, I would like to have a look at the
Oh,
items.
you're just having a short rest. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
that's fine.
not all day. No, just want to roll some hit dice and then ideally find out a bit about some of these potions,
Yeah, no worries.
belts, etc.
Summer, you do find yourself replaying the actions of Handsome Jack and how he was able to take down these creatures quite swiftly. And you find yourself positioning your hands in a very similar stance, but using your monk techniques. And you swiftly find that actually your punches seem to be more swift, a lot quicker. And even you seem to be holding your frame, your stance, a lot more perfected than you've been doing. It's almost like you missed a series of classes during your monk training, and this probably seems like it's filled in those gaps. And you kind of go over to a wall or a partition, like a flat partition, and you find yourself punching onto this partition to the point where you make a direct punch, and this echo seems to beacon off of the impact. Could you go ahead and roll me a wisdom check, please? You feel all the energy around you focus to a point, and it's almost like your ki has been recalibrated. This you would know that you are now leveled up to 7.
Yeah.
Additionally, with the help of monitoring Handsome Jack and his technique of the 1-2 punch, you also gain the ability to extract aspects.
What is that?
Beginning level
Oh,
3,
shit.
you are able to. Well, hold on, it's on here. Extra. When you pummel your opponent and connect with multiple pressure points, you can extract a critical information about your foe whenever you hit a single creature or with 2 or more attacks in 1 round. You can spend a key point to force the target to make a Constitution saving throw. On a failure, you learn 1 aspect about the creature of your choice. Creature's type, armor class, senses, highest saving throw modifier, lowest saving throw modifier, its damage vulnerabilities and resistances, immunities, and condition immunities. So,
That's a big one.
all of that. So, as Summer is training and learning this skill, and you have your short rest, you've all rolled your hit dice and are ready to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You continue your road. It does swiftly become night once again, and you can see that the imprints into the road of these devil-like prints, this horde that you've been following in the same direction, same footprints of, seem to be a bit more heavier, i.e. it looks more recent. So you're either gaining on them or they weren't here too long ago. So it's now night time. Would you wish to rest one final night before you reach the area of what you would hope to be done hill? Or would you want to push through?
As stated last night, I don't think we're much use to anyone tired. Over the day, would it be possible to see if we could, well, basically identify those magic items? Identify obviously lets you find out, but
Yep.
you can. I think it's over the course of an hour or something.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah.
So, where's my notes gone? I just couldn't have closed it down, did I? Damn it.
So they're all cursed.
Yeah, all your weapons and all your items are cursed.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah, you've had that coin for longer than 24 hours, so all your gold's gone. Every time you've thrown it away, it ends up back in your pocket.
Well, I didn't throw it away. I made explicitly sure to keep it somewhere safe.
Let me find where I put those bloody bits that I just gave you guys. So the horseshoes are horseshoes of speed, and they can attach to a horse or steed of your choice, increasing their speed. The potion with the bright light in pushing the darkness around is a potion of radiant resistance. And I think that's everything in terms of magical items. The
Sorry, can you start again? Someone called me in Discord chat itself.
no horseshoes of speed,
and then potion of
radiant resistant. And it's not magical per se, but the gold trident that was in there was a +1 trident.
Nice. And that was the last hit, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
All right. I'll put those in the bag of holding. And has anyone taken that 150 gold, or shall I throw that in the bag of holding as well?
Pull it away from
Put
the
it-
coin and yes.
Yeah, with the coin of consumption is in my pocket. Definitely not anywhere by itself. It is in its own little pouch alone. So,
Well, I for one used up my last potion the other day with the cross. I wouldn't mind snagging that one as my cut of.
the radiant resistance.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna end up fighting out there.
I mean, yeah, sure. You're more than welcome to have it. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how useful it's going to be. I mean, you've seen what we're going to be fighting. Not exactly the most radiant creatures, but feel free.
Well,
so as
I
night
will go ahead and
pursues,
pocket that.
yeah, I will say for brevity, you manage to sort out anything you need to overnight. So if you're training, you can tick off a marker. If you're doing anything that needs a bit more detail, obviously we can talk that through. But the night seemingly go, actually, let's do a perception check for everyone, please.
As a note, I would sleep in my armor from the beginning this time, so that I would try and find a comfortable position.
No worries, of course.
Sorry, I haven't got it written down. Did you say that ornate longbow that we have in the bag is anything special, or is it just a nice longbow?
+1 longbow.
It's +1 longbow. Cool.
Yep. Yeah, so perception checks for everyone, please.
Who's doing perception checks?
Everyone.
Oh dear.
Everyone.
Hey,
Holy shit.
bada bing.
Okay. Lana and Ollie. Jirak especially. You get a sense that someone's watching you. And Jirak, you look in the direction you feel this presence come from, and maybe 20 foot in the air within the trees, you see an orb of like very translucent pale light, like very, very pale. Goplani, you don't see this. Summer, you do also see this.
I don't see it. What? Okay.
With
Oh Jesus. Okay.
So the people that rolled the criticals are able to see the light. You can sense that you're being watched, Goplana, but you can't see this light.
Okay.
But each of you have this sense that you're being watched.
damn, it sure is a long way to Whitestone.
Yeah, I'm real tired from all this walking to get to Whitestone.
It's a good thing we are so incredibly strong, though. And I start doing like a posing routine.
And so very fast.
And as you begin
Anyone
to
who
talk,
fights us in Whitestone would definitely have some serious trouble because we're so strong and powerful.
as you kind of start spilling this like trying to mislead information, this orb that you can just subtly see just kind of like evaporates into nothing and's gone, and the feeling of being watched is also relieved. And it's at that point that, as the camp is there and you're all set up, the rolling mist of the night sky kind of comes through, and you can see through the tree line. You are now at this point right by where Krotol swamp is on the road to Stilburn. And as you look through the tree line, this eerie fog through this swamp-like forest, you can see a very, very faint orange light about 60, maybe 80 feet into this swamp, just off the beaten path.
Orange light.
A single orange light.
That's not good.
Doesn't seem to be
I'm going
moving.
to.
It just seems to be stagnated.
Do you want me to change into something and go see what's going on?
Me neither.
That might be an idea. Yeah. Tell you what.
One person,
As you're
one
doing
person
that,
going alone is probably a bad idea, though.
yeah, I was about to say I'm going to use that beast bond thing that I've been doing to call down another bird and be like, send this with you, and it will screech if you get caught. Hopefully, it'll be you get caught and this one doesn't, and like spread them apart. And I'll look through the eagle's eyes and like follow Lana as she goes in, just to see if she gets splattered in one hit or something.
I would like to sneak along nearby as well.
Okay. So you're heading into the swamp line and you're sending Goblana through.
Lana's going to change into a hare and run her way over.
Okay. It's a bit sloppy as it's swampland, so you be sloshing along as you kind of move towards this. It's like almost like a raised mound area pathway, but there's still like sloshy areas as it is a swamp. As you get closer to this light, you can slowly begin to become more and more visible, and it's a single lantern on a rickety, what appears to be tavern, with a sign that says the Toad's Stall. This is Dunghill. And that's where we'll end the session.
The Toad's Stall. That's definitely not at all worrying. Naming it after poison. Yeah, great idea.